Even it's the everything app. Everything has to be in X. Do you
What-
know
I-
terrible chat?
it's
You have your rage bait, you have your fake war videos, you have your people getting run over by cars all in one place.
it's For You page, dog. It's lit.
Can't repeat the rest of that tweet, but it's a
No, we
great
definitely
tweet.
cannot repeat the rest of that meme on stream. We'd probably both get fired and also then chased down and stabbed. But
Yes.
anyways, great start to this stream. I'm having a great day. How's your day, Nate? How are you doing today, brother?
I can't complain. We're officially live on YouTube, so we have some place that we are live, which is good. Which I should probably share on the Raiku Twitter so that people know where we are.
Brother, half the time I don't even know where I am. So
Same.
listen, I'll tell you what, I've spent like so much of this week, like I feel like I've been chasing cats all week, but the cats are just like swarms of various AI agents. And because I keep running into like token limits, I keep having to switch back and forth between like Claude and Chat GPT because I keep hitting like limits on the subs. And I tell you what, man, it really does feel like I said, like herding cats. It's like not my circus, not my monkeys, except that they are my monkeys, but they're in somebody else's circus, and I'm only like 40% sure what they're doing half the time. It's very confusing. I don't know, man. You are muted, brother.
My bad. I'm trapped in AI psychosis, so I completely get what you mean. Thankfully, I had a lot of like banked usage resets on Codex, but I burned through all of those. And honestly, I don't know what's going to happen once I hit my usage limits because I'm at like 25% left for the week, and my usage doesn't reset till like August 5th. So I don't know. Maybe I'm going to break out of psychosis. Maybe I'm going to recover from this like comatose I've been in. I don't know. I don't know if I should be excited or scared for what's going to happen once I hit my
I,
Codex limit.
I don't know. We're gonna see a whole different Nate at some point.
It's giving me multiple personality disorder.
I mean, I have multiple personalities running around my code base right now. So literally right now, I've currently timed it very perfectly, but frustratingly so because it's way slower. But like I've had the same task looping, uh, basically like overnight, like while I was like in bed, and it timed it perfectly. Each like it went through like 2 or 3 5-hour cycle resets. So, like it got to like 95, 96% and right at that timer. And honestly, I'm not mad about that because
It's
it just
pretty
keeps
good.
going. Yeah, not bad at all. But I know we've got it up on the stream right now. I don't even know if like people are seeing our faces right now, but I
They
think they're
are.
seeing. Oh, okay, okay. But on the screen share thing, we see the announcement for Solana because there's been some kind of big news this week that I know like prices are down, tokens are down, but you know what's not down? Block capacity. We went from
Block capacity is up only, baby.
up only. We went from 60 million to 100 million compute units, and that's basically just a bunch of nerd talk for blocks got like 2/3 bigger, right? Like you could just do two-thirds as much stuff now in a single block. And the craziest part about this, I don't know if we have like a readily available thing to show this right now, but we've already started hitting caps. As in like as soon as that limit went up, like it only took like I think like less than like 12 hours before we had the first full 100 million compute unit block, which is
Wow.
actually fucking crazy.
That is actually wild as hell because a lot of people would think that we're in a bear market right now, and there's no activity on chain, at least from what crypto Twitter's saying. So that's actually genuinely shocking. But this has been a long time coming. And the ANSA team, they posted something really interesting, which was like, raising the compute unit on blocks
Brother,
isn't.
pause. Did you say AMZA?
Wait, did I fuck up?
I'm like 99.999% sure it is Anza, and so I have to give you a little bit of shit. Just a little bit. Not too
Do it.
much. Just a little bit.
Wait.
Wait,
Are you
okay, chat.
roasting my pronunciation of it?
I mean, yeah.
ANSA.
Anza.
ANSA.
I will fight you.
Chat, is it ANSA or ANSA?
We gotta figure this out. I swear that like when they're doing talks and stuff at Breakpoint at these events, I swear it's Anza. Am I going insane? I mean, I've been insane, but
Anza, Anza, on Anzaya. Who cares? Who cares? It's four letters. You know, the pronunciation of words don't really matter, right? We live in a society, words are made up, sounds are made up, the economy is made up, finance is made up, everything is made up. So why can't I pronounce it as Anza? I forgot how I was even initially pronouncing it. But anyways,
anyways, we do be living in a society. That's the whole point.
we do be living in this society, and that's so true. And I'm gonna try to pull up the tweet that one of the team members posted of like, you know, raising the block time. Oh, I found it. I found it. I found it. Let me share it. So Brendan Watt, who is on the Anza team, I believe he's the CEO of Anza. I'm just gonna say Anza just to piss David off. I'm gonna say it both ways. The CEO of Anza actually posted a tweet saying changing the block limit was easy. Keeping slot times flat at 400 ms took a ton of engineering effort, and they're going to be slashing those slot times in half to 200 ms. Alpenglow mentioned. So huge engineering effort by the Onta team. Usually doing any sort of block space increase like this, there's some sort of trade-off you have to make that change, but it looks like they've eliminated the trade-off completely. So it's difficult to say now if there's going to be any drawbacks with increasing this, but for now, I mean that's pretty massive that they were able to do this. And it begs the question, is the blockchain trilemma a myth? And was it just something that we just couldn't make happen because of the technology at the time? And now with AI tools and more knowledge about blockchains and how they function, like we can eliminate the the blockchain, the blockchain trilemma entirely. Maybe that would be sick.
I mean, I don't want to go so far as to say like the blockchain trilemma isn't real because I think it definitely is. I think a lot of these improvements, I mean, and our favorite Anja developer Alessandro, very cranky, very cracked. Um, like he talks about this where honestly it's kind of just like efficiency, really. Like the thing that's kind of been holding the like CUs back is like a combination of basically like how long it takes for the validator when it receives a transaction to basically process that transaction internally, make sure there's no conflicts, you know, kind of order it and you know, deal with contested state. There's like a whole bunch of different bottlenecks that previously existed that they've been able to sort of eliminate, and it's really just kind of software improvements, right? And it doesn't really change the trilemma of like decentralization or anything like that. It's kind of just more like, I mean, I don't want to say shitty code, but like just, you know, less efficient code than it could be, right? And so they've been cranking away and working super hard to get to the point where we can actually make these kind of improvements, right? Now, it's not exactly free. Obviously, that's taken a ton of effort. And shout out to the to the core team, massive unlock. But you know, like it does have. I don't think that like this CU increase necessarily has a super like high cost beyond just, you know, the time it took to make the code base more efficient, right? The slashing of the slot times in half, though, that is going to incur a cost on validators, right? Because that's just going to double the amount of like voting that they have to do. So that's going to increase costs. And since they're doing a whole lot more computing work, like it's just more computationally expensive, right? So it's not entirely free. That said, it's absolutely kind of worth the trade-off, right? Because if we're filling these blocks, they're doing so much more, and we're producing so many more of them. Again, we're already seeing the demand for it, right? Like the fact that as soon as basically like as soon as we flip the switch on the network, and already we're seeing like the demand fill the blocks, that's more transactions, that's more transaction fees. That just shows that like people do want to use the network and they're willing to pay for it, right? Because every transaction, you're still paying a transaction fee. The validator's earning for processing that transaction. So, you know, if there's supply and the demand is keeping up, it seems like the economics are working.
Yeah, it's huge. And I know there's been issues with the economics of Solana in the past, so It seems like we're getting closer to solving that, which is pretty sick. Another fun technical difficulty, my dev server is down, which runs the liveness platform, which manages live translation and transcription and NFT distribution for this live stream. So that's really fun and cool and great.
We're
What
gonna
is
call
going
this,
on today?
we're gonna call today's speed run, talking about efficiency while breaking everything on our end, or something along those lines. Like, how many things can we break while talking about how unbroken or how much less broken everything else is getting? I think that's gonna be the theme, right? Like, that just seems like I got my computer crashing, you got your dev server crashing, the X live stream isn't working. Thanks, Nikita. Shout out. I don't know. Happy Friday, guys. Is it Friday the 13th or something? I don't.
It's the Friday from hell. It's
Apparently.
well, actually, it's Friday the 31st. So if you reverse those numbers,
I mean, that does check out, I suppose.
oh no, we're
I don't
we're
know.
we're screwed. I
Okay.
will get my dev server back up. I will get liveness back up, and everyone's going to be happy, and the world peace will be achieved. I hope. But anyways, we got a lot of stuff to get to, so we're
We do.
not going to let no technical difficulties, no evil Friday 31st from hampering our stream. We're moving right along here to. I gotta find my tab. Check this out, David. I don't know if you saw this, but Solana is only 0.015 of US trading volume on these four stock or what stocks? SPCX, MU, SNDK, and DRAM, which are huge, like huge tech stocks. Its prop AMM based market already beats the open market on 5K to 20K execution.
Yeah. Which I know that's a whole lot of words and numbers that probably don't make a ton of sense to most people, but basically those like that whole sentence basically means you are getting better pricing to buy these stocks on chain than you're getting on average. On average, for typical retail size of like the typical like size that retail traders are going to be buying, because most of them aren't going to be buying 100 grand or 500,000 at a time or something like that, right? But for like small quote unquote like order sizes, you'll actually end up getting better prices on chain buying these stocks than you're getting, but like by trading on the open market on the NYSE, on the Nasdaq. Like that's actually insane, dude. Like a few years ago, like I mean, we've been saying it for years, right? Like the goal is on-chain capital markets. It's Nasdaq on chain. Like we're actually seeing this happen, and it's not just for like like cool, trading Solana against USDC. It's really cool that that's more efficient on chain than it is on like Binance, right? But then when you start to see this kind of level of efficiency improvement, when we're talking about like looking at traditional markets that are tradable on chain, they're tradable 24/7 instead of only during open hours, and you can get better pricing while doing it. That's wild, right? Like we're actually showing that hey, trading on chain is better for you. Like we don't have to convince people to use crypto in the same way we did, where it's like, oh, one day maybe this will work better. It's like, no, we have numbers saying like this actually is just straight up, flat out better. Look at the numbers. You get better pricing trading on chain. Insane. Insane.
That's been the number one issue with crypto ever since crypto ever became a thing. Like, okay, we solved borderless finance, like great, but most people aren't going to use it for their businesses because one, it tends to be way more expensive. Two, it's way more complex, and three, the user experience just is not there that you can get with like a business tool like using Square or Toast for your company. And so people just default to using like these large tech companies. Like if you use Stripe on your website, you can have instant payments in any currency anywhere. Like that's and for a very cheap price. Like it's very easy to use. Um, so right now, I mean, crypto's competing with all these different tech companies on speed, cost, reliability. And right now, I mean, just looking at this data, we're beating the world's biggest exchanges on price. Like, that is utterly insane, and that is reason enough for these large stock traders to come to Solana because they're getting a better price. Why wouldn't they? They're going to choose the venue that gives them the lowest fees, gives them the best price on the asset that they're purchasing. That's just common sense. Like, you can't refute that. You can't say, "Oh, it's crypto because," and I don't like crypto. I don't agree with crypto. It's if I don't switch to trading on Solana, then my company is going to be losing money compared to other trading companies that I'm trading against. So it raises an entirely new series of questions. Like, it's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy, and I don't even know how we got here this fast. But yes, this tweet is very overly verbose, but it essentially says Solana is beating centralized exchanges and stock brokerages on stock prices, which is just madness. Absolute madness.
It really is. I do have to correct you a little bit. Like again, these trades, like the trade sizes we're looking at right now, these aren't like when you think about it from an institutional perspective, right? These aren't large sizes from an institutional perspective. Again, we're looking at sizes between like up to like $20,000, right? Which that's a good amount of money. Like that's a large trade for like an individual retail trader. For an institution, that's still not a ton, right? It's still not efficient enough for somebody who's a hedge fund, somebody who's like, hey, I want to buy $500,000 of this thing, right? Like it's still not necessarily more efficient there. And there are a bunch of reasons for that. But the fact that retail can get a better experience on chain is the starting point. If we can do it for like these quote unquote, again, smaller trading sizes, which again aren't even small for an individual trader, right? Then it's only a matter of time and it's only a matter of sort of the underlying infrastructure being trusted, being adopted, and being able to be slotted into the existing trading systems of these larger like institutional capital firms, right? Um, but like it's already being done for retail and not just in the US or not just in like these restricted markets that where it used to be where it's like okay, you had to have a brokerage account, you had to have you had to live in the right place and like all these other restrictions, right? There's just straight up more like opportunity now that's existing on chain at better pricing, and we're proving that on the like with retail markets, right? This is going to be very, very interesting and very, very valuable. I can promise you that like these larger institutional capital managers, they are looking at this stuff, right? They're looking at it and going, huh, interesting. Maybe we got to get into this. And so they need like they're looking at this kind of stuff and they're saying like, huh, we got to get in on this too, you know? And are we there yet for the real big boys? No, we're not yet. But I can promise they're looking, they're interested, and it's only a matter of time and accessibility to tooling before it's just better for everybody to be on chain, right? Which is what's like the song lyric like we used to dream at times like these. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we did. We've come a very long way from where crypto was 2, 3, even a year ago. Even last year, like stuff like this was only a dream, and it's coming true so fast. And it's all thanks to the absolute chads that build on Solana and chew glass for breakfast without any milk. It's so impressive and so endearing what these teams are able to do. And truly, the best engineers live on Solana. And everybody knows this. The blockchains that are not Solana don't want to admit it, but it's true. All
Everybody
right,
knows it. They
guys.
all tell me. Everyone tells me.
Everyone tells me.
They tell me there's only one place, the best place. Everybody says. They tell me all, like everyone. They say it's the best place. You got to be there. You've just got to see it. You got to be there. Sorry,
I can just
I,
never
I
I can
couldn't
just
resist.
never do as good as you can at Trump. I just can't.
I don't. I enjoy doing it. I don't know if that's necessarily a compliment, but whatever.
It's beautiful. It's one of the best
Beautiful,
I've heard. I
beautiful, so
can't even come
beautiful,
close.
so beautiful. Everyone, they say, listen, it's the most beautiful thing. This is completely like off topic, but there's two different Trump voices. There's like Trump from like the first from like 8 years ago or whatever, where it's very, very kind of loud and then it trails off, and now there's like very tired Trump. They say everyone. They all say they say
He
there
used to
are
talk way bigger. He doesn't do that anymore. I think he's just old, man. He's what, like 90?
something like that, dude. Again, unrelated. Third topic down, but like, dude, when are we gonna get some politicians that aren't about to die? Like, what the hell, man?
I don't know, man. Like he not
Like,
to get into
this isn't like a political like thing. It's just like, why are all the politicians like 98 years old? Like, that's just crazy.
well, it's because like there's no term limits for a lot of people in government and they can just be in there permanently. And like no Americans vote for anything or they're not made aware of votes and at least not for like politicians other than the president. Like who cares about that stuff, right? So it's just the same old farts that are in power for like 50, 60 years and then they end up like pooping their pants on the Senate floor because they're like 80 years old and barely hanging on. They say we need to bomb them.
I have so many thoughts, but this is not a political stream. Honestly, maybe we should do a politics stream that's not like company associated, because I feel like that would be fun. But
I hate politics. Genuinely, they just make me mad. Like
well,
it's just
same. That's why we should just bitch about it at some point. But
I mean, I'm in crypto. I believe anything that the federal government does is a bad thing, so that's
true.
just my opinion. That's as far as I'll go though.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I will say though, like the whole idea for crypto was like to get rid of the middlemen, right? And in the process of that, it's like the whole idea is to make the whole system more efficient, right? But on the other side, we had like to make that happen, we also just had to become this better system, right? Like we're kind of like what we talked about, where it's like, okay, we've become the better venue for at least like some people to trade, like for retail traders for certain assets, right? That's only improving, it's only increasing. And just like I was just saying earlier, these institutions, they're seeing this stuff and they're going like, oh shit, we got to get in on this, right? And like our next point, I think you have it on the screen. Yeah, you do. You have it on the screen. Like these traditional finance like institutions, you see them coming in, right? Like Morgan Stanley launching a Solana ETP, and they're still launching it on the traditional like finance stack, but that's gonna start changing, man. Like this is really cool. Like so, an ETP is an exchange traded product, right? It's kind of like an ETF, but ETF is exchange traded fund. It represents a basket. ETP is basically like a it's almost like a wrapped token, right? Almost like a bridged token. It's very, very similar, right? So Morgan Stanley is now launching a Solana ETP. Basically, again, like think about it just like it would be like a wrapped version of Sol, except it's being wrapped slash bridged to TradFi, right? And that's awesome. Like that's cool. That means there's demand for people to trade this. But this is kind of just the stepping stone. This is just like the intermediate thing, right? It shows that there's demand, that like these traditional institutions want to be able to trade this stuff, but they don't have necessarily like the confidence in the on-chain tooling just yet, or or they don't have the regulatory approval or the infrastructure in place from their trading perspective to actually do this on chain yet, and so they still have to do it on traditional finance exchanges. It's fantastic to see stuff like this getting launched, right? But it's just a stepping stone, because the goal isn't to like bridge, quote unquote, this kind of thing to the NYSE. It's to get these guys on chain, right? But this is a great first step.
I was actually going to ask you what is an ETP, but it sounds like it's literally just Solana but wrapped for TradFi. And is that basically what an ETP is? Because I know what an ETF is, because ETFs were all the rage probably like a year ago, 2 years ago. I don't know. My crypto brain can't do timelines correctly. But an ETP, if I'm understanding it, it's Solana but for TradFi, and the Solana is staked. So that Solana earns passive rewards instead of a user's investment account.
Yeah,
Am I understanding correctly?
Pretty much, yeah. So an ETP is it stands for exchange traded product. Like ETF is exchange traded fund, right? Where it's like where you have a managed fund that follows, their publicly announced like rules, right? Where they're like, okay, you know exactly what they're going to be doing, and you can trade shares of this ETF. So like an ETF might have these rules of like, hey, we're going to only buy, let's say, construction company stocks or something like that, right? And so they have these rules like this is the allocation we're going to like rules we're going to set, and it's what that behavior is going to be. So it's a fund, like there is management involved, but we're going to sell shares basically in this fund, and you know exactly what they're going to be doing. Nobody's making like arbitrary decisions. It's all according to this rule set, and we're going to sell shares in like this basket of things that is a rule set. That's an ETF, an exchange traded fund. An exchange traded product is almost like that, but it's like single asset focused. I'm not sure if it always has to be single asset focused, but I'm pretty sure it does. And the rule set is basically like, hey, you own a share of essentially like this holding company kind of. And the rule is like we're going, in this case, it's stake SOL, right? And the rewards accrue to the SOL, and these shares that are being traded on the NYSE represent ownership of that SOL. So, yeah, like the simplest way to think about it is very much like, a wrapped token that got bridged from one chain to another, because that's basically the same thing, right? Because when you're bridging something, you're basically trading a receipt for a token that is abiding by a set of rules, right? And that set of rules is, it's just going to sit there, and therefore it will always be redeemable, right? So you can kind of think about like this ETP, this sort of thing, as essentially like a bridged asset from on-chain to TradFi exchanges, right? I think that's kind of the easiest way to kind of think about this.
Could you imagine Gary Gensler seeing this? Like, could you imagine just the veins would be popping out of his head, like smoke would be coming out of his
he's sitting
ears?
at home. I'm sure he's sitting at home, just like head exploding, just raging against the headlines. Which brings me so much joy to imagine. I hope he's seeing all this and is just raging and banging his head into walls and yelling at his family and I mean I'm sure his family's wonderful, but screw that guy.
He was such a rat, man. He was such a little rat. But I will say that Gary Gensler, despite him doing everything he could to kill crypto forever, we had a lot of tokens go up during the Gary Gensler period. So I don't know, because we're getting into freaking politics again. But I mean, Trump goes into office, all of our tokens go down. But Gary Gensler was in office, and all of our tokens were going up forever. So, like, what is that correlation? Do we need Gary back in office? Do we need to make Gary Gensler the president?
No, Jesus, no, no. Listen, they turned the money printer on, and despite Gary Gensler's best efforts, when you turn the money printer on, everything go up, number go up everywhere, right? Like the price of your McDonald's goes up, the price of your stocks goes up, the price of your tokens goes up, just every number go up, right? That's what happens when you turn on the money printer. And Gary Gensler didn't have an impact on that. That was, Fed decisions and has to do with COVID and a whole bunch of other stuff. But no, the TLDR is we do not need Gary Gensler back in any kind of office. Please, God, no.
So what do we need to do to get that money printer turned back on?
Man, now you're gonna like drag me into talking like macroeconomics. We don't want the money printer back on. Sucks to say, that's just bad. I know it makes token number go up, but it's just bad for the economy because again, it also makes cheeseburger number go up.
Damn,
it's very.
I can't have cheeseburger number go up.
I know, right? Like, dude, McDonald's is like, dude. Do you remember when you were a kid and they had the dollar menu?
Yeah,
it's gone. There's no dollar menu
anywhere.
Anywhere.
At any place. You show up to any establishment with $1 and they're gonna spit in your face.
Dude, you used to be able to walk into Taco Bell. If you had a $20 bill, they would just like give you the entire restaurant. Like you now own the Taco Bell. Like
They would
you
though.
know, like it's true. You know what I mean? And now you walk into a Taco Bell like with $20 and like you can buy 1.5 meals. You know what I mean? Like it's not even enough for two people really. So like yeah, money printer make token number go up, but also now, not only does Taco Bell seat you firmly on the toilet for the next several hours, also you have to pay your right arm and firstborn child for the privilege. So
Well, another issue is like, well, it's not another issue, is I pig out on fast food. So like me and my wife, we'll go to Taco Bell, we'll drop $40. And I probably shouldn't have admitted that on stream, but that same $40 would have gotten you like the entire Taco Bell corporation 10 like
yeah,
20
dude.
10 20 years ago.
Yeah, you could have like owned like 17 Taco Bells by now. Yeah.
So here's what we need to do, David, because the boomers screwed over our generation completely and utterly. So why don't we just repeat the boomer playbook? Turn those money printers on, screw over the last generation. There's no consequences. And all the boomers have the power anyway. So it's like, why not? Let's just run it back. Let's just run it back. And listen, David, every number is made up.
I'm like partially laughing, and I'm also partially like, brother, I have like 17 hours worth of ranting to do about this, but honestly, we really should do this at some point, though. Just like talk about how we got here and all. I don't know. That might be fun sometime, guys. If you want like a special stream at some point where Nate asks questions and I just go on super long rants about economics and stuff like that, let us know in chat. Let us know. We might do it, but probably not today because there is a bunch of other stuff we got to cover today because like it's just been a busy week. There's been like a lot happening and we gotta make sure that people know. How else would they know? Let's be honest. None of us are reading. I'm not reading anything.
I haven't read ever.
I
don't know. I don't know how to read.
I don't even know what a book is. Like,
well, Anthropic destroyed all the books in the world, so there's no more books and reading to do anymore.
It's true.
But anyways, next topic. The Solana Seeker, the mobile device from Solana itself. If you have a Solana Seeker sitting in your nightstand drawer, the Solana Seeker Summer Round 2 Seeker claims are now live in your Seed Vault wallet. I assume that you would have had to use your Solana Seeker to qualify for this airdrop, but it's worth pulling your Seeker out and seeing whether or not you qualified for an airdrop. It looks like it's free money. Free money is always good. This guy got a $10,000 or 10,000 Seeker token airdrop. So, I mean, hey, you never know. It could be you. I personally have a Seeker sitting in my nightstand, and I probably did not qualify. I am probably not eligible because I have not touched it.
Yeah, this one honestly, I didn't even know until you because we have like a list of the things we want to talk about today. So I didn't even know this was happening. I kind of somehow missed it. But hey, free money is my favorite kind of money. I don't have a Seeker, but if you guys do, definitely go check that out. I don't know what the qualifications are, but hey, maybe you have some free money. So go find out.
True that. We love free money. This one's really cool. I wanted to cover this one as well. So our friends at Camino have released.
Shout out Camino.
What's that?
I said shout out Camino.
Did you just interrupt me?
I did. My bad.
You're kicked off stream.
That's right. Get rid of me. My bad.
Everyone in the chat say David's kicked off stream. In fact, David, I'm going to run you over with my permissionless RWA backed by near prime US auto loan yield car. Can you buy a car through Camino if you borrow enough auto? Does that entitle you to a car?
That's a
Yeah,
great question. But also, please don't run me over. I've already done that once. It's not exactly my favorite thing.
I was gonna say you did. Yeah, that was probably not appropriate actually.
No,
Uh,
that's what makes it funny. That's what makes it funny. Listen, if I can survive it once, I can survive it anytime. I think that's how that works, right?
Yes, I believe that's true. It's the song by Kelly Clarkson, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." So
That's right.
technically, you are invincible.
So technically, I'm building my resistance to cars. I think is definitely how that works, like medically.
Carsistance.
Car resistance. That's right. This one's interesting to me because I still need to actually look into this a little bit more because I'm not entirely sure like what the product is, but like my like initial understanding is that basically that this is an RWA that is basically like that represents like an aggregation of people that have taken out loans to buy cars, right? So it is like a form of like debt or credit, right? Where you're able to actually like invest in and receive essentially like the interest rate or like the yield from people who are borrowing to buy cars is my understanding. I'm not like don't quote me on this, but this is like my initial at first look glance at this, which is very interesting because we've talked about this before that the largest markets in the world are money markets and credit markets, right? So seeing these kind of credit markets like coming on chain is actually kind of a big step. So I'm really interested to see like how much interest this gets, how much like people actually want to trade and own and buy this, because honestly, let's be honest, for your average person, for retail, for you and I, credit markets aren't super interesting. But these markets literally are the largest markets in the world. And these are the kind of things that institutions think like banks, like the big boys that are like throwing around billions and billions of dollars every day. This is the kind of stuff that they're really interested in. So I'm interested to see if, stuff like this starts sparking more and more interest from the big boys, right?
I'm completely muted. Real quick, I am actually legitimately opening up the wallet submission page. No more pranks in Discord chat. You are able to submit your Solana address and qualify for an NFT for attending today's Raiku Townhall. Let me just click the magic button. I was able to get my server up and running again, so we're good. We are good. I need to upgrade this thing because I keep hitting my RAM limits and it does not like hitting its RAM limits. But the submission page is open. I just shared the link in chat. You have 15 minutes to submit your Solana address. So be there or be square. But other than that, yeah, this is huge. And if I went to the actual Camino page that has the auto asset listed on it, and it looks like you get like 7.7% APY just for holding this thing. I mean, that's pretty damn good. And it's based off of a bunch of different things. Like it's developed by Figure and Providence Blockchain in partnership with Hastra and Agora Data Incorporated. There's a ton of different DeFi protocols involved in this, but yeah, this is like TradFi kind of stuff you guys are getting access to, which is really cool because most of the time assets like this are exclusive to people with a lot of capital. Maybe they're accredited investors. Maybe it's just really difficult to get involved in this kind of thing. But Camino has made it open to everyone, which is really cool. So be sure to go to camino.com/assets/auto and check out the new auto asset they have on there. And then we have one more thing to cover. Did we talk about RKU Soul? I don't even think we did. I think we were
Actually, I
supposed to start the stream with it, but I don't think we did.
well, I mean, to be fair, we kind of started off the stream panicking about literally everything being broken. But dude, we're almost at 130,000 RKU sold right now. And these APYs right now, there's not a whole lot of like other like LSTs that are beating it, right? Like there's a couple that are kind of like popping a little bit higher, right? But RKU Soul has been consistently like one of like the higher APY LSTs that's out there, and it's been pretty steady. And if you scroll down a little bit, I don't know. I know we've talked about this a little bit. We're already up at number 12, and like, how long ago did this launch?
It was in June.
It was in
It
June,
was like it was June 3rd actually. So it's been almost 2 months, not even 2 months yet.
almost 2 months, and already at number 12. So that's, I mean, and not to toot our own horns like too loud, but
We should toot our own horns. That's pretty massive.
yeah, it's pretty insane. Like, you guys are awesome, and again, the rewards are like, you kind of scroll through. It's just like there are some of the rewards that are a little bit ahead of this. I'm not going to talk shit about competitors, but there are some reasons for a few of those. But like the yield is competitive, and honestly, it's been fantastic. So I'm very excited about this. And the other thing, like, it's not just that like that we're growing a whole bunch of stake, because like a lot of these, and I know we've talked about this before, but at risk of repeating ourselves, a lot of these aren't really enabling anything new on the network, right? But the thing that we're bringing actually is bringing a whole new like functionality to the network. And we talked a little bit earlier about like how the institutions are like very interested in what's going on, as as they're starting to see this kind of retail interest and stuff. Well, what's stopping them from coming on? A lot of the time it's infrastructure. Sometimes it's like legal structure, or corporate legal, basically, like internal like guidelines, or like rules that they have to abide by because of mandates and stuff like that. But a lot of times it's like that they don't get the same guarantees on chain that they're able to get in traditional finance, right? That's what we're bringing. And as we start seeing more and more of this interest coming in, like on chain, like we're already seeing like, hey, yeah, maybe trading on chain actually is the best place to be, right? If the thing that's stopping people from being able to do that are these sort of SLAs, these sort of like service level agreements that they can't get anywhere else, okay, where are they going to look? It's going to be stuff like RQ, like Raiku. It's going to be stuff that is able to provide like execution guarantees. This stuff matters. That value is going to accrue on chain. It's going to bring a whole bunch of like commerce, a whole bunch of activity that just for whatever reason can't be here right now. We're increasing block size. We're decreasing block times, right? Those blocks are filling up. Like, these guys need to like get their space inside of those things, and we want them here, right? And let's be honest, we all hold Soul, we all hold RKU Soul. I want Soul number to go up. I don't know about you. What makes that happen? More people using the chain, man. Get
No,
those big boys in
please.
here. I want them here because I want them to pump my fucking bags. Like, so whatever we got to do, get these big boys in here. That's what we're working on, man.
We need to get the numbers up, man. We really need to get the numbers up. Soul price is no good. Every asset price is no good. And I think everyone here is pretty sick of chasing meme coins and losing all their money just to make any sort of money in this industry. So I'm fully with you. Whoever in the chat agrees that the token prices should go up, please reply with a thumbs up emoji. I think we can generally all agree that token prices should go up, which it doesn't make sense to me. So David, imagine this, okay? So you're gonna hate me for this.
Oh boy.
So if everybody in the world wants the token price to go up, right? And like it's a net good for the token price to go up for everyone that holds the token, then why don't we just make the token prices go up?
You gotta have more buyers, man.
Okay, but like, why are there sellers?
I mean, listen, not everybody makes good decisions. Like, come on. there's always going to be the people that are like, oh, I'm going to sell my soul or I'm going to sell my tokens because, like, let's be honest. I mean, they don't know any better, right? I mean, I'm not calling them dumb, but there's. I'm not calling them. I'm not calling them smart. You know what I'm saying?
You're completely right. Should selling tokens be punishable by the death penalty?
I think public shame first for sure. Like you definitely gotta make a spectacle, right? It's like in the old days, like you had a like crooked politician or like a horse thief or something like that, tar and feather, right? You
Yep.
gotta shame them first. You gotta shame them first, run them out of town, and then chase them down, and then like then whatever you gotta do. But I mean, should we be chasing down sellers and tarring and feathering the sellers? I mean, I'm not saying that you should just go do that. That would be illegal in most places. I'm not saying you should do that. Not financial, not legal activity advice.
Not advice at all.
Not advice. Not advice. You definitely shouldn't do that.
We're discussing things that you should not do.
Yeah,
On the
exactly. You
stream.
should. Yeah, exactly. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's illegal. You should not do that. But I don't know. I did want to actually like check something though. I believe I don't even know if we talked about this because I think this happened like last week or the week before, and we just had like other stuff we were busy discussing. I think Exponent actually bumped up their limits not too long ago for for RKU Soul. I think there's still capacity on that. Can we take a look at that real quick?
Yeah, let me pull it up. You said it was last week?
I think it was either like last week or the week before. I know we were talking about it, and I think like it went into effect sometime last week.
Okay, I'm trying to find the tweet. Nope, that's bulk.
We could probably just go to like Exponent Finance. I just want to see like, and maybe it's been filled up. Honestly, like I haven't looked. Like this is also for my own curiosity because I want to go. Like I just want to check. But I'm pretty sure they bumped it up like by a pretty significant amount. So I'm curious as to whether like people are taking advantage of that yet or not.
Let's take a look. See.
Let me see.
Let's see. Where is the vault? Oh, good lord. Not details. This is just a general roast of DeFi protocol websites. Guys, we got to make them simpler.
That is true. That is true. To be fair, it's not necessarily like a super simple protocol either,
Aha.
right? Like I'm not saying it's like this is. I'm not saying like your grandma should necessarily be doing this stuff, right? Because it's not so much of like a buy and hold thing. Like if you're going to be participating in this stuff, you kind of you should have a decent idea of what you're doing. Make sure you read the docs, kind of read through like what's actually going on here, right? But I'm also not really like seeing a limit. Maybe they just removed the limit entirely. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I'm also not seeing a limit. Although Exponent is not available in my region, so that could be part of the reason that I can't say what the limit is.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. TVL, 3.15 million out of 5.3 million, right? So yeah. So they did almost double the limits, right? And I think that previously the limit was 2.5 million, right? So there's actually still quite a bit of room left. That's over like down to like to the left a little bit.
Yeah, this is huge.
Yeah. So there's actually quite a bit of room there. That they open that up. So if you guys are holding RKU Soul and you want to squeeze just that little bit more out of it, again, this is not financial advice, but if you guys were waiting for this to happen, if you guys had thought about it and maybe didn't get the opportunity to get in before that vault had filled previously, there's a little bit more room than there used to be. So
yeah, guys, if you are just holding RKU Soul in your wallet, you are not financial advice, but I am of the opinion that DeFi is cool and DeFi should be utilized because you can earn additional APY, you can earn additional rewards, and your assets aren't doing much for you just sitting in your wallet. Like, yes, you are getting the APY of holding the RKU Soul in your wallet. However, if you deploy it across loop scale, Exponent, Camino, you're earning additional rewards on top of what you're already holding. So like if you want to hold RQU Soul and you plan on doing so for the long term, you might as well extract as much as you can out of it. Why not? Not financial advice. Cranky said DeFi is cool until my funds are safe. Yes, that is the concern with DeFi lately. I will say though, the amount of DeFi exploits that happen on Solana are infinitely less than on the EVM. I'm knocking on wood for people that cannot see my hand. But traditionally and historically, there have been infinitely less exploits on Solana.
I think that that is technically true. I do think that that's maybe not the best metric to measure on though, because also historically there's just been a lot more money on Ethereum, so it's just been more of a juicy target. But I do think the encouraging thing is, a lot of these exploits started happening more recently because of the release of AI models that are capable of combing through and taking a look at these things. But we've also seen how April was just miserable, right? April just everybody was getting hit. But since then we've seen a lot less of that because guess what? The guys that are deploying this stuff, they also get those AI models. So now before they can before they deploy these things, they get to point these things at them and say hey, find any ways that you can break it. And if there's a way to break it, we can fix it before we push it to prod, right? I believe Exponent, first of all, Camino I know is audited, super audited by I think 4 or 5 different risk firms or something like that. And obviously nothing in DeFi is ever risk free. I'm not trying to say that at all, but Camino's been battle tested. They got a ton of money. If somebody could break it, I would like to think that they already would have, and it hasn't. And it hasn't happened yet. So the longer something survives without getting broken, the less likely I think it is that it's going to get broken. And again, this is not financial advice. And obviously you should make your own risk assumptions or whatever. This is just how I think about it. Loop scale, when we're talking about Camino, when we're talking about Exponent, they do take the security stuff very seriously. They've gotten their audits. They've had a chance to throw AI models at it and say hey, try to break this thing and find all the flaws you can so we can patch them. Again, do your own risk assessments and stuff like that. And I realize that's a cheesy thing to say. It's do your own research. You know what I mean? But decide for yourself whether it's worth that kind of risk. But I think at this point it's when we're talking about something that's as high value as these big DeFi protocols, these guys take the security safely, seriously. You can't be a serious DeFi team and not do that at this point. You know what I mean? And there's too many tools available. There's too many research firms available to not do that. So I think we are kind of rounding the curve just as as an ecosystem as a whole, where given all the exploits that we've seen happen, that people really are paranoid to the degree that they should be about this stuff, and they're working hard to make sure there aren't any of these flaws or things that can happen. So that's how I'm thinking about it. Again, you guys make your own decisions, and be careful, be safe, you know what I mean? But
yeah, 100%. And I will say I don't remember if it was a conversation with Camino or Exponent, but one of them told me they have 20 different audits or something like that. These Solana DeFi teams, they understand that there is a negative air around DeFi not being secure right now, and they are massively overcorrecting. Massively overcorrecting. So
that's always a good. That's what I want from somebody. I'm going to put my trust with my money, right?
Right.
Where they're oh, we got 3 audits. It's we got 3 audits, and they didn't find anything. So guess what? We got another 17. I'm perfect. I love it. Great.
Continue, please.
Yes. I want you to be the most paranoid motherfuckers. Yes. So, yeah, stuff like that makes me happy to see. And and this isn't just a Solana thing. I think everybody in crypto, doesn't matter what chain, I think there's kind of been this wake up call where it's okay, it's never been easier for somebody to find like a flaw if it exists. So as a team, if you're like building and deploying these things, why would you not be the ones to find it first? You know what I mean? And I think like people are wising up to that. So I do think overall, as a crypto ecosystem, I think these things are getting better, and that's really encouraging. It's fantastic to see. I love it. So
100%. Well,
oh,
David, we are over time.
I just realized that. I was like, where did the time go, bro?
I don't know. This is a quick stream. I feel like these keep getting faster and faster. Just time flies fast. Time flies fast when you're streaming with the beast.
I get to stream with Mr. Beast every stream. It's so great. It's fantastic.
I get to stream with the former Rapunzel.
That is true. I wonder if I need a new nickname at this point, because the hair's, it's not what it used to be.
Chat, what is David's new name? I don't know.
We'll let you guys figure it out. Tell us next Wednesday on the next Solana circuit. Have we locked down that guest that we're hoping to get on?
We have not yet.
Okay.
However, we're working on it, and we will have someone in place for next week's Solana circuit. So for now, it's a surprise guest, which is even more reason for you to show up, because who could it be? I don't know.
It's true.
It's a mystery.
It's true. You'll have to show up and find out.
That's right.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate you all tuning in. Make sure you tune in next week, and we will see you next time.
Peace out, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.